Hi everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to Broken Sword 5, The Serpent's Curse. We are trying to put these statues back to where they need to go to solve this puzzle, basically, and we're struggling with it.
I put some statues above the fireplace, but it was hard to tell if they were the same ones as in Marquez's family photograph.
So the only clue I've been given by you guys is to check my inventory, because apparently I might have missed something which can help with the decoding the clues. So we've got the broken statues. I'm thinking maybe we don't use the broken ones, although I don't know if that's the case. In the picture you can clearly see these guys at the bottom here and here. Then we've got the Ouroboros in the middle, and we've got what I assume are meant to be these two statues here and here. And they seem to be this one seems painting, because I've read the word painting. They seem to be pointing. This one seems to be pointing up, this one seems to be pointing... To be honest, it might be pointing down, and I don't know if we have one that's pointing down, but I don't know if it's a case of we've just got to rotate them to the correct position, whether we're getting the position wrong or what, but yeah, it's causing me a bit of trouble. For the first time in this game, I am a little bit stuck, I think. So let's take a look at some of the other things we've got. We've got Simeon's papers, maybe there's a clue there.
I wondered if the notes could help decrypt La Maledicción.
And thus spoke the accused. In this ritual we find succor, clad in blue. Okay. The perfecti take the form of the spiritual and look towards the rising sun, towards the tree of knowledge. Clad in green, the credentes, or credant, look the other way towards the setting sun where stands the tree of life. And also know that the light of knowledge is blue and that the light of life is green. For thus was the light of Eden, both blue and green, intertwined. Okay, so maybe that could be a thing?
The first passage read, "And thus spoke the accused. In this ritual we find succor. Clad in blue, the perfecti take the form of the spiritual and look towards the rising sun, toward the tree of knowledge. Clad in green, the credentes look the other way, towards the setting sun, where stands the tree of life." I wondered what it all meant.
So, looking at the tree, and actually I remember seeing this illustration before and mentioning a green and blue person and all the red people.
The illustration showed a group of colored figures engaged in some sort of ritual.
So it looks like...
The blue and green figures appeared to be in control.
Yeah.
The crowd in the foreground were colored red.
So it looks as though...
I guessed it was a representation of the ritual in the text. The large figures looked just like the carvings on the Castel fireplace.
Okay, so it looks like potentially green on the left, blue on the right, which is the opposite to what we've got. Was this the tree of life? Maybe? So... green on the left, blue on the right? Okay. So now, let's look at that. Let's look at this as well.
Hobbs had sketched the face he'd discovered in La Maledicción. It was obviously important, but I had no idea whose face this was supposed to be.
Yeah, but it's the face in the painting, isn't it? So we know that. The only other thing was this, Marquez's photo.
Just like Hobbs, Marquez was looking for the Castel de Saints too.
So these are the saints here, which could be useful, but I'm guessing that might not be for this particular puzzle or maybe a future one. I'm thinking this verse here is the key to this.
The church clearly had a long history of demonizing the Gnostics.
So green, blue. Green looks towards the setting sun where stands the tree of life. So the tree of life, is this the tree of life?
The painting held all the answers.
Let's see if we can find the tree of life. That could be a tree of life, right?
It was a tower of tormented souls. They looked like the damned.
Okay.
It was a castle of saints. Castel de Saints.
This
in Catalonian.
This definitely has tree-like features, right? So towards the tree. So does it have to face? See, I don't know whether it faces towards the painting itself. No, we've gone too far again. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so it looks like there's potentially 8 rotations. And then this guy. The blue. Look towards the rising sun, towards the tree of knowledge. So it would make sense that these are the guys with knowledge, right? So... No. Again, we're still missing something. Let's just... Can we get them to... Okay. Can we get them to, like, face... No. We're still missing something here. So, green is on this side, blue is on this side. That's fine. Towards the rising sun, towards the tree of knowledge, looks the other way towards the setting sun. So maybe it's more to do with the position of the sun?
The painting held all the answers.
Is there anything to do with the sun here? Castle buildings.
The figure of the young man was just like the one on the front of the fireplace. It couldn't be a coincidence. The youthful figure held a glowing blue orb in his hand.
So that's... So could that be like setting sun because it's blue?
The bearded figure was similar to the one on the fireplace in the hall. I wondered if there was a connection. The orb in the old man's hand glowed with a green light.
Okay, so that one's glowing, so that would make me think it's potentially like the rising sun, but maybe not. Does it rise in the east and set in the west? Do these reset if we place them again? I think they might do. So they start facing outwards, which is how they looked in the family photo, right? Although they do look different on there. This is quite tricky.
On the fireplace behind them were 2 identical statues.
Okay, so... I mean, unless it's not about the painting and it's about these. So unless they don't... In the painting, the guys are looking towards these, right? So unless we have to make the statues look towards these guys.
The carved figure was like the bearded man in the painting. It also reminded me of the figures from the illustration in Simeon's notes.
Okay.
The carved figure resembled the young man in the painting. It also matched the pose of the figures in Simeon's picture.
So what happens if we just rotate it so they...
I'd put some statues above the fireplace, but it was hard to tell if they were the same ones as in Marquez's family photograph.
I don't know if that's George trying to hint that we've got the wrong statues on here. So let's see, maybe it is the broken one, because blue and green have definitely got to be in these positions, right? There's no other way it could go. Oh, okay. So we did need the broken one.
What is this? A staircase. I never knew.
Well,
We
got
must go
there.
up. We don't have much time.
Okay. Well, we did it, so that's the thing. Oh, no.
Stairs. Always stairs.
More statues.
Oh my God, look at this.
Poor Marquez.
Jaws?
Oh no, it's closing.
What's this?
Paper or
A
something.
piece of burnt paper with the word Wolfram.
Wolfram.
That sounds familiar.
Wolfram. I curse that name forever.
Why?
What do you know about Wolfram, Senor?
Wolfram, I spit on the name.
Okay, well, let's ask about Ramon first.
So you have lived here for a long time?
All my life. My father served here before me. In fact, he named me after Senor Xavier's favorite saint. Saint Ramon, patron saint of the falsely accused.
That's nice.
Not really. The Moors put a padlock through his mouth.
Oh, he's the one in the painting.
Oh, I see. Well, I guess there's a lesson there for all of us.
Because we saw the guy with the padlock through his mouth in the painting, didn't we?
What is Wolfram?
It was a mining company, run by a murdering swine called Gainen. In the Civil War, they backed the fascists. In return, Gainen was given soldiers to do his dirty work. They came here, brought their bloody war to this house, and killed Senor Xavier.
Oh, so that's what happened. Alright, let's ask about Xavier.
They shot Xavier? Senor Marquez's father?
I was just a boy, but I remember like it was yesterday. Shot him and his friend Hernandez, like animals.
Why did they come here?
They were searching for something, but they brought death with them. But there is one thing I have never understood. Xavier tried to escape through the library. But the library windows are barred. It is a dead end.
So there's something in there then. Something that he either wanted to hide or something that he wanted to grab on the way out.
This Kenan, who was he?
He was Swiss, a businessman, and a murdering swine.
So what did he want here?
I don't know. When he wasn't torturing the locals, he disappeared to the library. Spent weeks in there, making notes and studying maps. His men, they crossed the whole of Catalonia searching for something.
Did they find it?
Who knows? One day, Gainen just disappeared. He never came back. An accident, perhaps, in the mountains. May his soul rot in hell. The soldiers didn't stay long to search for him. They hated him too.
Interesting.
The name Genan was familiar. He was the person who had tried to buy La Maledicción.
Huh.
A coincidence? Perhaps.
There is no such thing as coincidence.
Nope. Alright, let's ask about the Castel de Sant.
So, when the soldiers left, you took back the house?
Yes. A few years later I returned and cleaned the place up. It broke my heart. I locked the library. I could not bear to touch Gainen's papers.
Interesting. We're going to have to check out this library. Just while they're talking about that, though, so I want to go back to this puzzle a little bit, because I really want to know how this works. I'm wondering if the fact that we had the whole statue on there, when we looked at the painting, I mentioned that one of the priests was pointing up and one was pointing down, and I wonder if the broken statue would have had an arm pointing down, and that was the clue, and we were putting the full statue with the arm pointing up on it. Perhaps that's where we were going wrong before, and we just needed to, I guess because we don't know what the rest of this statue is, perhaps it's potentially an arm down statue, and that's what we needed. I don't know. If you guys know, let me know in the comments, because it's going to drive me nuts. But
Can I have a look at the library?
No. I have kept it locked to honor the memory of Senor Xavier.
Please, this is important.
I lost the key.
Oh, of course you did.
You lost it?
That evening when I locked it up, I drank to the memory of Senor Xavier. The cellars were well stocked, Senora. It was a long night. I hid the key, then forgot where I hid it. So it is lost.
No, it's got to be here somewhere.
That was all that was left in the morning. I haven't touched a drop since.
Yeah, I imagine that was a nasty hangover.
I needed to find out what Ganon had been working on in that library.
Yeah, sounds like a good plan to me. So, looks like we can't even get
Josh
into
had
here.
always been good at disappearing acts.
Alright, well, we're going to have to go to the library then, I suppose. Which I think was the one we were trying to get into before, right? This door over here? Yeah, so we're going to have to find the key, but we will do that in the next episode because we're out of time. So as always, thank you very much for watching. A big thank you to my patrons, Arcades Games, Wayne, Nate, Terminally Nerdy, Paul from the Phantom Fellows, Lyle, Barry Aldridge, Hobo, Numinous, Coumadin, and Paulione. And I'll see you next time.